welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Right, this video, first stream in a few days. This video going to be ever so slightly different to what we've done before. A little bit of a challenge in this video. We have got in front of us probably my favourite ever racing car. This is the 1991 McLaren MP4 6, in which Ayrton Senna won his third and final Formula 1 Drivers' World Championship. But this isn't actually his car, this is his teammate Gerhard Berger's car. The reason we're in this rather than Senna's is quite simply because this car at this track that Gerhard Berger got the fastest lap of the race at the 1991 San Marino Grand Prix at Imola. That is what we are going to try and beat. We're going to try and beat that fastest lap. You can see on the screen, it should be on the screen, yes it is. The time to beat is a 1:26.531. Now, truth be told, I've actually got no idea whether we can get close to that. We're going to maybe cheat just a little bit in that we're not going to be running race fuel for obvious reasons, because it's going to make us heavier. And we might as well, if we're struggling for time, have a go on the qualifying tyres as well. I'll just give you a quick look at what we're going to have, what the options are. So obviously we're going to leave gears alone. With tyres we've got softs, mediums, hards and qualifying tyres. Leave it on soft for now. Fuel, we'll get to that in a minute. Obviously we're not going to need pit stop strategy because this is a solo practice session. Just us in here. Track grip at 100%. I've put the track quality at optimum, which is to say that the track is in as good a condition as is possible. Time, pretty average. Got the wind relatively low at 7 kilometers an hour, which I think is actually, I tried to look, bit of an anorak moment here, but whenever I set up a race on Assetto Corsa, if I'm doing a classic Formula 1 race, I do actually like to try and find the real weather conditions. With the much older races, it is quite difficult. Information is scarce when it comes to the really old races. You know, anything, in fact, anything older than about 15 years, and finding weather condition information can actually be quite difficult. So, yeah, roughly that should be right. The weather actually was for the race was wet at start and dry by the finish. Now, for obvious reasons, we're not going to set this in the wet because we're trying to chase the fastest lap of the race. I don't actually know when that was set. I'd assume, however, it was set towards the end. Doesn't have any information on the Wikipedia page but about when it was set, but I have to assume it was towards the end. So anyway, let's get into it. So we are going to be chasing a 1:26.5. I really hope we can get close. If we can get within, what, 2 seconds of it, that would probably be a reasonable result. And this car, by the way, this is a mod car, a free mod by ASR Formula. Check them out because their cars are fantastic, and almost all of them are free except for the ones in beta. And I actually don't have any of them, so I can't talk about them. But anyway, let's get into it. So we're going to go out. I've not driven at all today. So we'll go out on mediums for a couple of installation laps, low fuel, 12 litres. Right, I think I've got my wheels set up nice and properly. Shouldn't have any problems. Let's not try it, let's not embarrass ourselves. Right, wheel feels good. So you do have to blip the engine for upshifts. Flip the throttle, otherwise you'll damage the engine. We will do that at some point. Really, really difficult to run at full pelt and not damage the engine. One thing I did forget to do was add the lap timer, which is obviously something I'll do in a minute when we come back in from the pits, or into the pits after our little installation laps. For a little bit of a lock. Could obviously brake a lot later there. I'm being very, very, very conservative there, just while we warm up. The most annoying and embarrassing thing in the world, I'm convinced, is getting your gears wrong. And it actually only tends to happen around here. Coming out of the chicane that we just went through, and down here is where I tend to mess up the gears. Mostly on upshift if I just miss a gear. And then obviously you've got to get your throttle right, otherwise you're going to damage the engine, which is always annoying. Right, we're going to go for one more. I've got the fuel light on the car, but until the AC fuel light comes on in the top left of the screen, we're going to be alright. So we'll do this lap, we'll come in, we'll get the lap timer on, and then we'll get going for trying to get this lap record. Bit of a botch at the end there, unfortunately. Well, we've got the fuel warning light. Don't want to end up running out of fuel. But until that last little bit, that felt alright. So, in fact, what I will do actually is add 12 and go down to softs. Right. Laps. Right, is that going to come up on the screen? It should do. Just trying to think where I can put this. Should I put the thing on the right or should I leave it up here? In fact, what I'll do is I'll drag that there. Nah, leave that there. And then I'll move the... Yeah, that's alright. Right. We'll just move that up. Just make that bigger actually is what we'll do. Too big? It's a bit, it is a bit off-putting having that on the screen, but you just want to push, do you know what I mean? Like you keep looking at the thing, but time to beat, or should we have it at the top? What should we do with that? What should we do? We'll leave it like that. What should we have that on top? It doesn't matter. Let's go. Right, so we need to, what, a 133.7 is what we put in. So we are going to need to get what? What we're going to need to cut? 7 seconds. I think we might have been a little bit ambitious. Yeah, I need to stop looking at that timing board. That's why I don't like having it on. Whoops. Tell you what we'll actually do. Come back in quickly. Right. What we'll do is we'll have the performance delta on instead. Oh, where is it? Oh, there it is. Right. Yeah, that looks better. Oops. Oh, hey man, thanks for joining in. Thanks for joining the stream. How you doing? I'm good, man. I think we're gonna have a bit of a struggle trying to beat this lap time, but we'll give it a go. Right. Good to hear it, man. Good to hear it. Alright, so we're going to have time to make up for the chicane. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Mum. Right, so we've got the lap down to a 1:30. So we are 3.5 seconds off. Oh, that's really poor through there. Come on. Ah. I'll keep going. Lost about half a second there, I reckon, from what we would have gained. Much harder in older cars. Oh no! Oh no! I looked at the chat and we invalidated the lap. But that's alright because we need to pit anyway. I don't actually think we're going to make it back. Going hard like that. Alright, let's have a think what we can do here. We'll go on what? 18. Keep it on. Alright, we're going back to the pits anyway. The older layout of Imola. Much harder in older cars. Yeah, I mean, I'd actually be interested to see what a lap time around this track in a new car would actually be like, and we'll do that at the end of the stream and see. I'll go out with that. Yeah, we'll go out on the in a new car in the brand new RSS 2021 and get a feel for how. Get a feel for how that is around the track. What we're also going to do is we are going to bring this up. Whoops. And have it, what? Is that beneath the camera? Let's see. Oh yeah, it's beneath the camera. Bring it up. Make it bigger. Yeah. What downforce levels are set? Let's have a look. That's a good question. I actually don't know. I tend to just go out on the basic setup. But pits. Aero, right, here we've got aero. So we've got 10 degrees on the front, 10 degrees on the back, which is dead basic. What could we do here? Hang on a minute. Raise the value to eliminate understeer. Oh, this is what we want. Raise the value to make the car more stable at high, medium speeds. Increase traction, but you will lose top speed. Lower the value to make the rear end of the car more lively and gain top speed. Well, we're going to have to gain top speed, aren't we? Because we've got, there are significant straight sections of this track. So let's see if we can get a little bit more speed. I don't want to speak too soon, but I do feel quite comfortable in the car generally. So if we can go out and is that all set properly? Should be. I think it is. Right. Oh, ruin the engines, that's great. Right, we'll try again. Just make sure that the aero stayed the same. Yes, it did. Right. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, so of course on the modern layout you've got where the old Tamburello high speed turn is. What you've got, yeah, there are 2 chicanes, aren't there, between, or one at Tamburello, and then the first, I can't remember the name of the second chicane, and then of course there's going down into, is it the Variante Alta? Of course, you know, you're going to need high downforce there. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully that little bit of extra top speed will help bring the lap time down. And then soon we're going to get on qualifying tyres and really gun it. We're frying the engine a bit, that's my bad. Should be alright for now. Right. I might fly off at the end of this at Tosa, because I'm going to be braking late into Tosa. We've gained about half of 1/10. Right, here we go, braking late. Oh, missed the... No, we missed the gear. Oh, we've lost time. Gained 2/10 there. Half a second up. So 1:29.5 dead on the money. So we need to find 3 seconds. Oh no. Seems we're braking so late there, it is going to cost us time. Another 7/10 off. So we need 2 seconds. We need to find 2 seconds. I'm sweating in real life. Don't worry about the engine. Where did all that time go? Ah, it's ruined the lap. Man, I am sweating in real life right now. Oh. Right. Where did we just lose? I'm going to watch that back on the stream quickly. I'm pretty sure we lost that going into that final chicane. Yeah, it was. I don't really see how. I mean, we pretty much threw it. I mean, maybe we're going to literally need to just fly into that. I don't know. See, the thing is, we could test track limits and see what we could get away with, but I don't know. I'm gonna need a drink though. What's the gear settings? The speed for each gear. Where are gears? Front, aren't they? Right. So 70, 98, 123, 151, 179, and then we reach top, which should be 197. To tell you the truth, I really don't know much about. In fact, I don't actually know anything about gear ratios and how to change them. Let's get a little bit. Try and get a little bit more top speed. And excuse me just a sec while I get a drink. The car might get loose now, actually. We'll give it a go. The lower speed, the lower the gears, the higher the acceleration. Alright. I tell you what, actually. If I remember correctly, there was actually a setup. I can't remember where these were. We'll ignore that. Right, we'll go out as it is. But what we will do now is we'll go on to qualifying tyres. So, logically speaking, these qualifying tyres, because the thing is about the qualifying tyres, or at least in qualifying in that race, I mean the fastest lap of the race was a 1:26.5 by Gerhard Berger, but the pole position in qualifying was Senna on a 1:21.8. So, I mean, what have we done so far? What's our fastest lap so far? A 1:28.7. So we're still 3 full seconds off that. But if we could do it on qualifying, because of course the cars aren't going to be perfect when it comes to, you know, the modders don't obviously have access to all information, so the cars aren't going to be perfectly adjusted. Or perfectly, you know, developed for speed and whatnot. But maybe Gerhard Berger would be 3 seconds a lap quicker than me. I like to think he wouldn't be. Yeah, what we're going to have to do is just sling it through there and hope for the best. Alright, so we do have a couple of kph, about 7 kph more. That is very annoying. But I tell you, the tyres, there is a lot more to them. But I'd assume they wear far more quickly as well, so... try and get an idea of where we're going to be braking as well down here. Shouldn't have changed too much. Oh, held it, but no! Fix any damage we might have picked up. I think it's only to the engine, it should be anyway. I don't think we're going to be able to do this. Right, come on. Missed the gear. Struggling now. That might have to do. I don't know if I've got another lap in me. Oh! Ah! Oh man, that was good fun, but Jesus Christ. Sweating real life right now. Oh man. Oh. Let's have a look. I reckon that looked quite funny. Because about what? Here? Nah, here I almost lost it. The lap before as well. Yeah, there. Managed to hold it just. And then of course we did exactly the same thing here when we just messed it up again, which I'm a little bit annoyed about, to tell you the truth. Because really, we were still up on time going through it. The botch was on the exit. There, just there, when we had that little bit of wheel spin, that's just finished us off. That's absolutely finished us off, and that's really unfortunate. I mean, we wouldn't have got much more out of that, I don't think. Maybe 2/10 at most. I mean, I'm surprised that didn't botch the lap in itself, really. Look at the state of the car. That was good fun though. So in the end, what did we do? 128.3 dead, and our target, unfortunately, was a 126.5. So we were essentially 2.8 seconds off. Now I've pushed to my absolute limit there. I physically cannot go faster than a 128.3. I don't. Maybe I could in a literal sense if I was at it all day, but we've been streaming now for exactly 45 minutes, and I don't really fancy doing much more. What we will do though, very quickly, is end this race session. So that's it now. We've done our 128.3. So the time to beat was a 126.5. We haven't done that. I did say at the start though, if I said if we could get within 2 or 3 seconds, I'd be pleased. When we push to that extent, when you push, like I physically don't think I can go faster than that, mate. I really don't. When you push to that extent and you can't go quicker, and you look at the time and think, oh, we're 2.8 seconds down, but I can't go quicker than that. So, well done to Gerhard Berger. He has beaten us in this challenge. What we will do, though, as I say, just in a second, we will get into the RSS 2021 Formula Hybrid thing and go around the classic Imola track and see what it's like. Because I've done quite a few laps in the let's have a quick look actually at our fastest lap. What was our fastest lap? A 28.3. No, right, it was that one. Let's have a look. Yes, it's coming up to it now. I figure we might as well have a quick look at this from the TV camera angle. And then we'll have a quick look at the Formula Hybrid around this track. Needed to make sure that you get a really good launch out of that first, or out of the last chicane to get onto the main straight. Through Tamburello. And then hard on the brakes. Almost losing it, just about keeping it straight there. Drop down to third through there, I think it is. On the throttle as early as possible. You need to get tight through there, so you can get onto the throttle, slide out on the exit. And that was it. Right. It won't take long to get back into the this session. So RSS 2021. What livery? Well, we'll do it in the McLaren, since we did the McLaren 1991, the MP4 6. Follow me on Instagram if you aren't already, anyone out there. Look at that screenshot, that's one of my screenshots. That's something I actually do quite like about the screenshot system on AC, is that when you take them, it remembers the track, and then when you load into any given track, it'll show you your one of your screenshots. Right, I'll just wait before I can take the this off, can't I? Yeah. Right. So this isn't actually, as I say, the McLaren. What's this year's McLaren? The MCL 35M or something. It's not actually that car. This is just a sort of impression of the 2021 cars by Racing Studios. It's excellent. You can find all of the liveries on the on Race Department in the community skin pack. But I've never driven this car around this track before. I've driven it at current Imola, but never around the classic track. The same principles apply though. And of course certain parts of the track like there are still the same. But there are still, you know, this bit's relatively similar, or at least the exit anyway. But where you've got to be more careful here are the curbs. So on the, obviously on the current Imola track, you ride the curb in to get the straighter line out. But you can't do that here. But what I do prefer about that turn compared to the current track is the exit. I like that if you go over the edge you're on the grass, because otherwise you've got all sorts of runoff space, which I don't like. The amount of downforce on this though is just unbelievable. I've got downforce on, and we'll use ERS. That's almost identical to the current one, current Imola. It's funny because obviously the DRS zones aren't added to an old track. You can use DRS throughout the entire lap, if you remember, which I often don't. Whoop, turned too much there. Oh! Botched it right at the end. But anyway, man, we will call that a day. Thanks so much to everyone who tuned in. Didn't quite accomplish the title of the video. Could we beat Gerhard Berger's time? The answer to that question is no. I don't think. I would love to see if Gerhard Berger, a prime Gerhard Berger, could drive that car, the ASR McLaren MP4 around this specific track, which actually isn't Imola 91 but actually Imola 94. So I don't know whether they might have extended it by a couple of 100 meters or something to add on that extra second or so, but or to lose that extra second or so in the following 3 years. But yeah, that was good fun though. I've botched it. I'm going to pretend I did that on purpose, but I did not mean to do that on purpose. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. We've had a few viewers coming in and out during this little stream, so that's great. That's really nice. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Follow me on Instagram as well if you're over on Instagram. I haven't posted much in the last couple of days, but we normally do. Anyway, thanks again for tuning in, guys. Bye.